Greetings and welcome to your Oracle message for the day. I am Kat Morgan and I welcome you to this video, to this channel, and to this space. This is a timeless reading for the collective, so whenever you come across this video, however you come across it, it's the right time for you to be getting this message. And we've been pulling one card randomly every morning from our mega deck. You can look down in the description below for more information on that if you've never been here before. And if you are new here, please feel welcome in this space. The only thing you're ever going to hear on this channel is love, support, encouragement, as we're all doing our best to live our most authentic lives, be our most authentic selves, live our truth, as we have with the card that we have pulled for today. So this is pulled from the Crystal Grid Oracle deck by Nicola McIntosh, and it is card number 48, Truth. And our stone at the center of our grid here, and it's a deceptively simple grid of just the 4 points here. Smithsonite, and we'll be talking a little bit about Smithsonite as well as those larger round stones that I noticed and wanted to look at. Those are mangano calcite, and there's some information on those that I also want to relay to you guys before we go in the reading for the book, as well as the reading that's coming to us directly from the image itself. And that's what I always want to do. I want to get as much information, energy, signatures that are coming to us directly from the image on the card. I haven't actually looked in the book except to see what those accompanying stones were. I was very careful to cover it up because I always want to get a separate, clean, I guess, reading for our cards. It's a deck I'm not all that familiar with, and I've never had worked with this deck before I had started working with it. So I don't know what it says in the book. You and I are going to go through that together in just a little bit for the first time, unless you got a sneak peek with this and have the deck already. But let's talk a little bit about Smithsonite. Okay, it's also known as zinc spar. Can be sometimes found with a druzy surface and in stalagmites, but it's very hard to find this mineral in its crystal form. It is named after the English mineralogist James Smithson, who first identified the crystal in 1802, and it's the same James Smithson who was the founding donor of the Smithsonian Institute. Deposits of this unique zinc mineral have been reported in Greece, Australia, South Africa, Mexico, and the US. Smithsonite is a very powerful stone, and it's showing, this is from the Crystal Council website, and I don't have any affiliation with them, but I like the information that they provide. It's usually very clear and concise, unlike moi sometimes. But the chakras that they're showing as being activated by this stone, by this energy, by this transmission specifically, are all of the chakras, all 7. It's got them all lit up. Smithsonite is a powerful stone that is here to soothe your mind and calm your emotions. It helps one refresh their emotional body and helps in the re-evaluation of the situation that is causing distress. Smithsonite pushes one's mind into a state of clarity when emotions may feel overwhelming. This crystal pushes one to find resolution, to move forward from any and all negative situations. By helping one achieve a clarity of the mind, one may soon become and begin to ask themselves, is it truly worth it? The amount of energy needed to continue holding grudges and arguments is overwhelming for even the strongest person and cannot be held on to when trying to move forward. Once one has accepted that, only then will they know the true effects of the mighty Smithsonite stone. So this is really powerful energy of release, which is what we have to do when we are becoming more truthful to ourselves, becoming more of our truth, living our truth, speaking our truth. We were working with that fifth chakra in the Authentic Self series, and I am almost done with the sixth chakra, guys. I've been working on it every day. So I'm almost done with that, and you guys can see that coming up pretty soon. So, but Smithsonite, very strong energy of releasing grudges. We have to be right so often, and because that's an ego thing, and we talk a lot about that on this channel, so I'm not going to go into it a whole lot here. If you've been here more than twice, you've heard that already. So, but this is how we speak our truth, by releasing those things that don't fit us anymore. It either fits or it doesn't. So that's Smithsonite. But I want to take a look at Mangano calcite. So Mangano calcite is actually compared to what is just simply pink calcite. And they are often confused, and truthfully, now on the market, when you go to buy pink calcite, it's all labeled as Mangano, so it's really hard to find. This is actually a very rare crystal as well, but it's not the same as pink calcite. There's a 30% threshold of manganese carbonate within the crystal structure that has to be established before it's traditionally actually Mangano calcite. The best piece of advice to offer if you are in the market for Mangano calcite specifically, and not just pink calcite, but Mangano with that higher 30% threshold of manganese, is to identify where it's coming from, where it's being sourced. If it's coming from Romania, Peru, Bulgaria, Mexico, Madagascar, Russia, Australia, or Japan, you have a better chance of it being actual manganese, Mangano calcite. This special calcite variety promotes inner peace, compassion, pure love, joy, and self-healing vibrations. This is centered right in the heart chakra. This is a true healer of the heart. One is able to push forward through any lingering trauma or pain that may have gone unresolved. The energies of the Mangano calcite allow one to find resolution while extinguishing the negative-filled emotions within. One can then reach a sense of harmony and learn to achieve mental peace when utilizing the rejuvenating effects of this heavenly stone. So this is very powerful energy of love, of compassion, of self, right? We have to start with ourselves. This has become, truth has become something that's been kind of rarefied lately in our environment, our 3D reality that we live in currently, with our internet availability and the fact that anybody can post anything online, and it doesn't have to be truthful. It can be partially truthful. It can be completely truthful. But what I do know for sure, what I know to be true, is that two different people can look at the exact same thing and see completely different aspects of it. So just keep in mind what is true for you doesn't mean that it's true for anybody else. And that's where we start getting into problems with trying to convince people our way is the right way, our way is the only way. That is not true. That is not at all true. And the only time we run into problems is when that ego gets in the way. But for the grid, very, very simple but powerful 4 points here. Our number for the card, 48, we know 4 plus 8 equals 12, and 1 plus 2 equals 3. This is another 3 card of the perfected Tesla 369 numbers. So a very balanced energy of, like I said, releasing. We have spent so many years, we have spent so many decades, we have put so much energy and time and attention into these things that anchor us into our definition of who we think we are, what we think our lives are supposed to be. It's time to let go of those anchors. They kept us safe. Absolutely. They kept us safe when it was stormy and everything was rocking our boat everywhere, those anchors kept us safe, knowing who we were identified as at that time. But it's time to get out of the harbor now. It's time to pull up the anchor or cut it loose and find new shores, find new places to explore within yourself. And the only way you have that option is by being truthful with yourself. So I don't know what the reading, as I said, is going to say for today, but it usually, yeah, there's an exercise at the end. I don't know what it is, but I would encourage you today, whatever day it is, whatever time it is, get a piece of paper and a pencil, pen, whatever you've got handy, crayon, marker, I don't care. This is just you. And just jot down, how are you feeling right now about yourself? How are you feeling about yourself physically? Are you happy with your physical appearance? Are you happy with your physical health? Are you happy with your the physical, how you feel yourself, pain levels? Whatever it is that you feel about yourself, just jot that down. Don't even think about it. I feel full of energy. I feel tired. I have pain in my left knee. I have, I'm feeling, whatever. Just write that down for your physical body. Okay. Now, how does your emotional body feel? How do you feel emotionally right now? Are you understanding what we're saying with the video and it's starting to make sense to you, and you can feel yourself kind of sitting up a little straighter and maybe breathing a little deeper and feeling like you're a little stronger and a little better understanding of what you need to be doing in this particular situation? Or are you feeling confused? Are you feeling anxious? Are you feeling fearful? Are you feeling angry and frustrated? Whatever it is, again, no judgment. It is simply the way it is right now. Just jot down how you're feeling emotionally. And then finally, how are you feeling mentally? As we have our number 3, even though we have 4 points on our card, and we've been seeing that a lot with numbers that reduce down to 3 and 4 points on the images. We just had that with the last reading. I remember this now. And this happens a lot. When I'm doing a reading, it's not scripted. It's not intentional with anything except to bring you guys whatever messages are coming through directly to me from the card, from the image itself. So I don't plan these things out, and it always makes me laugh when they keep coming up with the same things over and over again. But I would strongly recommend, what is you thinking in your mind? Are you thinking about the things you need to get done today? Are you thinking about the things that didn't get done yesterday that are now piled up as well as the other things that you had to do today to begin with? Are you thinking about going on an adventure for the day? You don't have any work thing that needs to be done, and so you can explore. Are you just considering maybe this is a day to spend in quiet contemplation? Whatever thoughts are going through your mind. Are you thinking you feel powerful, or you feel limited? Do you feel, basically it's how your thoughts are interpreting your emotions, but it is what is going on in your head specifically, not necessarily what is going on in your emotional body. So just write down where you are right now. Okay. And then just refer to that throughout the day. Are you feeling better physically or less well physically? And make adjustments accordingly, because this is our practice of mindfulness, and this is how we come to the truth of what to be true for us, as well as the truth that is the bigger truth for the collective as a whole. Things like love and gratitude and joy and cooperation and communication, teamwork, and looking out for others' interests, because our own interests have already been met. Our needs have been met because we took care of that. That's what living your truth means. Taking care of what you need to take care of for you, what you know to be true for you, so that you can show other people it's okay to do the same thing for them. This is literally everything that I always talk about on this channel, so I'm just going to stop with that and go into the book. Let's take a look in the book, guys, and see what our card says for us for today for card number 48, Truth, which is Samsonite at its center, representing truth, an open heart, and repair. And all of our stones that we've got here, the darker ones around the perimeter there, are smoky quartz, and then we also have regular quartz as well as the mangano calcite and the smithsonite. Smithsonite is mainly recognized for its intense blue color. However, it does come in other colors as well, such as pink, green, and brown. It is mainly found as a secondary mineral on a host rock and very rarely forms independent crystals. Being a stone of communication, pink smithsonite allows you to open your heart and speak with love from a place of truth. It is about speaking what is necessary without judgment or damaging words. When you come from a place of love, it allows others to receive with love instead of feeling and being defensive. When you speak your truth, you allow the energy within you to be released, which can be very healing. It can also be a driving force for the things you are passionate about. Smithsonite tells you it's safe to speak your truth and allows you to push through blocked or stagnant energy, which in turn allows you to release and repair emotional burdens such as feeling unworthy or oppressed. When you align to this truth, this inner empowerment, it raises your vibration so you can break through the patterns or behaviors that may have been holding you back. Strength and courage are key. The Truth card is a symbol of power. Are you standing in your truth? We know the saying, the truth will set you free. Holding something in that needs to come out can be like stopping water flowing out of a hose by putting a kink in the hose. It's more difficult to hold the water back than it is to let it out. Rather than holding on to negative emotions or something that needs to be said, let it go and allow your body to release the strain of holding it in. And our exercise for the day. Is there something you need to say that you have been holding back? If so, call upon the energy of smithsonite to be with you. You may call it in when you are about to speak your truth or before you write down what you want to say. Get clear and focused on what needs to be said and really look at the words you use. Are they inflammatory? Is there a nicer way to get your view across? Are you speaking your truth? Be honest with yourself. Because when you speak from this vibration, you will be met with the same. So there are a lot of different resources available online on how to present an uncomfortable piece of information, communication to people. I'm not an expert at that, so I'm not going to make any kind of recommendations on that at all. I do my best now, as always, to, if I'm in a conversation with somebody and somebody says something or, something comes up, I still react. This is not something I think that we ever actually, I'm sure that at some times the Dalai Lama reacts. So just, when we are looking at ourselves and we are examining what we do, let's be mindful that we are still human. We've still got all that human stuff as well as our higher consciousness that are all trying to cohabitate in this body, in this vessel. And Sometimes it goes more easily and more smoothly than at other times, but that is always what we are to be reminding ourselves of, to be mindful of, is being true in this moment, whatever it is. It is me doing this video right now, and then me going to wash dishes in the kitchen, and go off and get dressed, or whatever. To be truthful in each one of those actions, each one of those tasks, because they are all still part of what we are doing. So they are all creating vibrations, and they are all affecting our reality. And we can go into something with grumpy, feeling like you don't want to do this, and I don't want to be here, and I don't want to talk to these people, and whatever. We can come into it with that mindset, and things are going to go accordingly. But if you would like to see something different happen this time, as you are going into this situation, follow the advice from the book and write it down first, okay? And examine your words. If you don't have an option of writing it down, just ask for a moment to make sure that you say what you need to say clearly and from a place of truth and love. And if you say those words out loud, you're in a conversation with somebody, and somebody says something, and you're just like, what? And your mouth starts to open up, and you stop. And they think you're having like a heart attack or something, because you've grabbed your chest, and you're like, with your mouth open, and you're not breathing, and they're like, are you all right? And you're like, hang on. I want to think about what I'm going to say before I say it, because I don't want to say it incorrectly. I want to speak from my own truth, but coming from a place of love. So I want to make sure that I say it correctly. So give me just a second to figure out what I want to say in response to that. What will be the most loving thing to say in response to that? If you ask somebody to give you time to consider your words, a whole bunch of things are going to happen. You're going to get an instant respect from this person, because you have just told them they are so important that you want to make sure that you are saying this exactly correctly. The next thing you do is get yourself out of it. Look at it as that third person observer. Pretend that you in that situation is actually your bestie. And what you want to do is tell them what you think would be the most loving thing to say in that situation, for advice for them. This is the advice for you, is to advise yourself as you would somebody who you loved unconditionally, who you wanted the best for, because that's what you should be feeling for yourself. And I feel like I just said this in the most recent reading before this. So I'm just going to stop at this point, because I'm repeating myself unnecessarily, I think. But truth is a rare thing nowadays. I love that my friends, my family know that they can ask me questions, and I'll do my best to speak from that place of truth and love. And they can count on that. They can count on my word. They can count on me being a truthful person. We know there are people that we work around, live around, have to do business around, whatever, that are not truthful people. There are a lot of public people that are not truthful people. We don't have to agree with things that we know are not true. We don't have to go along with something if we know it is not the thing that is true for us. We have that option. We can say no. We can say it from a place of love, but we can still say no. So it's okay to say no if that's the right thing, if that's the truth. And that's what I'm going to leave it at that for our reading for today. I do hope that it resonated and blessed you. Feel free to leave any comments if you want to do that. If you haven't already liked, subscribed, shared, you feel like doing that as well. You do what's true and what's right for you. I love you. Have an amazing, fantastic day. Namaste and ciao for now.